everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another recipe video. So in today's video, we're going to be cooking beans and plantain, but not just a regular beans and plantain, but beans and plantain with a twist. I posted this video on my Instagram and on my TikTok, and it had such a buzz. So I thought I should also share the full recipe here on YouTube. If you're someone that doesn't like beans or your kids don't like beans, I think you should give this recipe a trial and let me know in the comment section what you think or what they think, if they actually enjoyed it. Yeah, so without much long talk, let's get right into the video. But before then, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button right now and subscribe. Turn on that bell next to it so you know when next I drop another video, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also leave a comment in the comment section for me if you have any questions regarding this video or any other thing. Yeah, so let's get right into the video. So firstly, we're going to put a pot of water on fire, just enough water to parboil the beans. While that is cooking, we're going to pick our beans. For this recipe, I used about 5 cups of beans. I'm just going to quickly pick it and remove every stone or debris in the beans before we continue the cooking process. So after this, I'm going to quickly wash the beans. I washed my beans about 2 to 3 times before parboiling it. So once that is done, the water is already boiling. So we're going to quickly add in the washed beans. At this point, add all the washed beans in, cover the pot and let that cook for about 5 minutes. We're going to just parboil the beans before we continue the cooking process to reduce the hyperacidity that these beans could cause if you don't parboil it. So now the beans has cooked for about 5 minutes. I'm going to just drain off the initial water I used to parboil those beans, wash it briefly, and then put it back on fire to continue with the cooking process. The beans is not done at this point, it's just parboiled. Now we're going to return it back to the pot and continue the cooking process. At this point, once you add in your beans, add in some water, just enough water to cover the beans properly and a little excess. Yes, once we add the water, we're going to now add some chopped onions to enhance the flavor of these beans. So we're going to quickly add the chopped onions, then cover and let these beans cook until it is well cooked and soft. I added salt at this point too. Apparently salt helps it cook faster. I don't know how true that is, but I usually add salt to my beans while I am cooking. So we're going to quickly cover that and let that cook. So while that is cooking, we're going to gather the rest of the ingredients. We're going to gather the pepper base. We're using about 2 bulbs of onions for this. I'm also going to be using some tomatoes, about 4 balls of fresh tomatoes. I'm going to be using some Scotch bonnet pepper. I'm using about 6 pieces of Scotch bonnet pepper because I'm cooking this for kids and they don't like a lot of pepper, but be generous with your pepper if you're a pepper lover. I'm also going to be using some long chili pepper. Yes, I'm using about 8 to 10 chili peppers for this. This is for extra flavor. I'm also going to be using some red bell pepper. I used about 4 washed red bell peppers for this. So this is going to consist my stew base. I'm going to quickly blend them now and then set that aside for use later. Yeah, so this is the star of the show. Like this is the star of the show. I'm going to be using ripe, very ripe plantain, almost overripe plantain, not so overripe, but really ripe plantain. Those ones that are soft and almost overripe. That's what I'm going to be using for this. Please note that for this you need a really ripe plantain for that sweetness. Don't use an underripe plantain or a semi-ripe plantain. Please use a really very ripe plantain or even an overripe plantain. Yeah, so I'm going to wash that and then continue with the cooking process. I like to wash my plantains before use because they come dirty. Like if you know, see where they stock these plantains, you will wash them too. So now I'm going to prep the plantain for blending. Yes, we are going to blend this plantain. We are not going to add them like this in bits into the pot. We are going to blend them before we use. Now this is the game changer for this recipe. These blended plantains are going to take these beans to another level. It's going to definitely take this beans to another level. Just keep watching. We're going to blend the plantain now and set it aside. Now at this point you check your beans to be sure that it's well cooked. The beans needs to be really soft, very soft. It needs to be very cooked and soft, so you don't bite into any hard beans while eating the meal. That's very important as well. It needs to be soft. So our beans is well cooked and ready. We're going to quickly take that off fire now and continue the cooking process. Okay, now I'm going to be adding some oil in the pan. I use about half cup of oil for this. Adding my blended pepper mix and fry that until it is well cooked. The pepper has to be well cooked. It shouldn't be tasting like fresh pepper. It needs to be properly fried. As you can see, mine is well fried. This is going to make a very good beans. The stew base must be well fried. Now I'm going to be adding my crayfish at this point. Adding the crayfish, fry it as well with the pepper and adding the rest of the ingredients. I used about 4 stock cubes for this. I'm going to also be adding that now at this point and fry that as well. It's a step-by-step process. Fry the crayfish and let the flavor be released into the pepper before you season with the stock cube. Now we know that I can't cook beans without adding my secret ingredients that I cannot miss. It is curry powder. I can't even make beans without adding curry powder. So at this point I'm going to be adding my curry powder. I added about half tablespoon of curry powder to this. It gives your beans a totally different flavor, like takes it off. Now at this point I'll be adding my cooked beans as well. Add that in, stir in to combine properly. Cover and let it cook for a few seconds and then add in my blended plantains. See, at this point this food is done, like it's ready. But once we add in the plantain, we're going to cover and let it cook for about 10 minutes because the plantain is still raw, so you have to cook it as well. But you have to stir completely, make sure the plantain is mixed properly and there are no lumps available. So at this point it's 10 minutes and our beans is ready. See, just make this beans and serve to your visitors, serve to your kids that don't like beans. They will love it. This was so yummy. It's so good. The sweetness of the plantain with the flavors from the crayfish and the stock cube, it was amazing. Thank you guys for always watching, and please let me know if you love this video, and don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.